Converting between systems. So we're converting between customary to metric, metric to customary. So first of all, on the top, you have all your conversions from length. You have your customary to metric system conversion, customary to metric system for the weight and mass, customary to metric system for capacity. Now you're always going to have these conversions, so you don't have to memorize these. It's always going to be given to you. Okay? When we are converting between customary and metric systems, we're always going to set up a proportion to find the missing measure. Right? So let's do 5 liters to a gallon. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to set up a proportion. And what are we comparing? We want to compare liters to gallons, liters to gallons. So I look at my table. That's actually capacity. So I look up here and I said, well, liters and gallons. So 1 gallon equals 3 and 7900 liters. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. So 1 gallon is 379 hundredths liters. Okay. Then I fill in what I know. So I do know the liters. So I put 5 with the L. I need to know gallons. I don't know. So whatever I don't know, I'm going to put a variable there. I'm putting X. So I need to figure out what X is, or how many gallons is that. Now, 3 and 7900 times what gives me 5. The easiest thing to do is always do your cross multiplication. So I'm going to do 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, and I'm going to do 3 and 7900 times X. That's 3 and 7900 X. Okay, what you would do is, because this is an equation, you're just going to divide. 5 divided by 3 and 7900. In the calculator, you're just going to put in 5 divided by 3 and 7900, and you're going to get 1 and 31, and then it goes on. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so the 1's in the hundredths place, and then 9 tells me it's going to go up to a 2. So it's going to be 1 and 32 hundredths. Okay, so that's 1 and 32 hundredths gallon equals 5 liters. Okay, let's try this one, the second one. So miles to kilometers. Okay, this is length. So I'm going to set up a proportion. I'm doing miles to kilometers, miles to kilometers. Okay, I look at my table. It's always going to give in to me. So I'm looking over length, and I need to find miles to kilometers. Well, 1 mile equals how many kilometers? 1 mile, put that in. That's my first ratio. 1 mile is 1 and 61 kilometers. I know miles, okay, and I'm put 7 right here. We don't know. You can cross multiply and divide. This one's easy because you can figure out 1 times what is 7. So I'm doing times 7. You do times 7 on the bottom as well. Okay, so I'm multiplying by 7 on the bottom. So you just put in the calculator 1 and 61 hundredths times 7. That's going to give me 11 and 27 hundredths. Okay, so that's 11 and 27 hundredths kilometers. Okay. Let's look at the third one. Again, this is capacity. We're dealing with kilograms. This is mass. Kilograms and pounds. Okay, again, set up your proportion. So kilograms, pounds, kilograms, pounds. All right, look at your chart. Okay, it's under mass. So kilograms and pounds, we notice 1 pound is 4,500 kilograms. Okay, so we're going to write 1 pound. 4,500 kilograms, okay? And we know kilograms, so we'll put here. So we're going to put 25 kilograms right here. We don't know pounds. Okay, so again, I don't know what number times 4,500 gives me 25. So what I'm going to do, my butterfly method. Okay, 25 times 1 is 25, and that's 45 hundredths times X, and then you're just going to divide. Okay, so you're going to divide 25 divided by 45 hundredths. You put that in the calculator. 25 divided by 45 hundredths gives me 55 hundredths, or 55 and 55. So round to the nearest hundredths. So that'd be 55 and 56 hundredths. Okay, so 55 and 56 hundredths. Okay, and I'm rounding that. Right? Okay, so that was converting. So we did one with capacity, length, and then weight or mass. You're setting up a proportion and you're labeling your ratios, okay? And then the first ratio is always going to be your conversion, okay? What equals what? Let's take a look at comparing measurements. Now, when you're comparing measurements, I want to know, is 2 and 5/10 pounds or 2 kilograms greater, okay? You want to convert to the same unit. So it's either I'm going to convert the pounds into kilograms or the kilograms into pounds, okay? So again, you're going to set up a proportion, okay? Pounds to kilograms, pounds to kilograms. You're going to find what the conversion is. So we're going to go back to my table. So we say 1 pound, 4,500 kilograms. So 1 pound, 4,500 kilograms. Okay, so think about this. What would be easier to convert into? Is it easier to convert into pounds or kilograms? If we convert both into pounds, that means you're going to put the 2 here, kilograms, and then you would have, it's not easy to do, okay? So if we know pounds, if you do pounds, at 1 times something will give me that. So I'm going to go ahead and convert everything into kilograms, a little easier to do. So I'm going to put the 2.5 pounds. Okay, I need kilograms. So I need to get the pounds into kilograms. So I have both units to be kilograms so that I can compare. So 1 times what is 2.5? Well, all I'm doing is multiplying by 2.5 times 2.5. Okay? So now I'm going to multiply the 4,500ths times 2.5, 2.5, is going to be 1 in 125 thousandths. Okay? And if it doesn't go on, I'm just going to keep it in the calculator. So I just converted to a kilogram, so I just filled in this part right here. So that's going to be 1 in 125 thousandths kilograms. That's the pound, for the pounds. So let's see now. Now I got both into kilograms. So now which one's bigger? The 2 kilograms is bigger. Okay? Let's take a look at the length one, all right? Centimeters to inches. Again, you want to set up your proportion. Centimeters, inches, centimeters, inches, okay? Look at your table. I'm going centimeters and inches. That's length. So centimeters and inches is 1 to 2 and 54 hundred centimeters. So 1 inch is 2 and 54 hundredths. Okay. Again, what would be easier? Likely, you probably want to put, it's easier to get times 1 something to get your 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything into centimeters. It's a lot easier to do. So I'm going to put 3 into there. Okay, we know 3. I'm going to convert everything to centimeters. So 1 times what is 3? 1 times 3 is 3. So 254, 2 and 54 hundredths times 3 will get me the centimeters. So we got 2 and 54 hundredths times 3 is going to be 7 and 62 hundredths centimeters. Okay? So 762 centimeters. That equals to 3 inches. So where that 3 inches was, I just converted that into 7 and 62 centimeters. Now I can compare. So which one's greater, 7 centimeters or 7 and 62 hundredths centimeters? 7 and 62 hundredths centimeters, which would be the 3 inches, which is also 7 and 62 hundredths centimeters. So that is greater, okay? All right, let's take a look at the last one. This is capacity, quarts to liters. Okay, quarts to liters. Okay, so again, I'm going to set up my proportion. Okay, and then I'm going to take a look at my chart. Now, I noticed on my chart I don't have a direct quart to liter conversion. Okay, what I do know, okay, 8 quarts. Think about it, 8 quarts. Okay, but I do know that 1 gallon is 4 quarts. Okay, 1 gallon is 4 quarts. So 8 quarts, 4 quarts is in a gallon, so 8 quarts is actually 2 gallons. So we can use the gallon, so that's actually 2 gallons. Okay, and we can use the gallon conversion to liters. Okay, because I don't know quarts to liters, but I do know gallons to liters. Okay, so let's just do gallons to liters, gallons to liters. Okay, so 2 gallons is the same thing as 8 quarts. All right, so we have the gallons to liters is 1 gallon to 3 7/79 liters. Okay, is it easier to go from to convert to gallons or liters? So I'm going to go ahead and plug in not the 8, because the 8 quarts is 2 gallons. I'm using this number. Okay, so I already know gallons. I'm going to get everything into liters. This is much easier to go from 1 to 2 than from 3 7/79 to 2 liters. Okay, so let's go ahead and put the 2 gallons in there. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. So all I have to do is multiply 3 7/79 times 2. Okay, in my calculator, 3 7/79 times 2 would give me 7 58/100. Okay, so 700 or 7 58/100. So 2 liters. Okay, so this is the 2 gallons. So 2 gallons is the same thing as 7. This is the same thing as 758 liters. They're both into liters now. Now I can compare. So I just got the gallons to liters, so now I can compare. Which one's greater? The 7 58/100 liters is greater, which is the same thing as the 2 gallons, which is the same thing as the 8 quarts. So we're going to go ahead and that is greater. Okay. Now, what I want you to try are these 2 bottom problems. Okay. So this one, the NCAA regulation size pool is 25 yards long. About how many meters is it? So go ahead, set it up your proportion. We're doing yards to meters, yards to meters. Okay. So we know that when you look at your conversion chart, okay, we run yards into meters, so that's length. So yards into meters, so that's 1 yard and 91/100 meters. So 1 yard, 91/100 meters, and then 25 yards. So you put the 25 yards in there. Again, you're finding the missing one. Okay. All I'm doing is multiplying by 25 right here, okay? And then go ahead and set yourself right here. I'm doing pounds to kilometers. So you're doing pounds to kilometers, pound to kilometers. Okay, again, find your conversion, pound to kilometers. So how many pounds is a kilometer? So you're doing pounds, or kilograms, sorry, kilograms. 1 pound, 4,500 kilograms. This is a gram, sorry. This is grams, okay? We're talking about weight. So 1 pound, and we said that's 4,500 kilograms. We know 3 pounds. I need to get in kilograms. Pretty simple, because all you gotta do is multiply by 3. Multiply by 3, I'm getting kilograms, okay? So go ahead, finish those up. Again, this is gonna be your metric, your customary and metric conversions when you're converting between the systems.